G'day everyone and welcome to the All Things ITSM Global Podcast, coming to you from FUSION15 in New Orleans. I'm Kirsty McGowan, I'm here with Suresh GP.
Hi everybody.
Carlos Casanova.
Hello Kirsty.
And now we have the pleasure of chatting with Jeremy Carter from LANDESK. Hi Jeremy.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hey Jeremy.
Hi.
So Jeremy, my understanding is that I guess you really specialize on the user experience of the product base and whatnot. And in this day and age, we're as a society kind of getting to this point where we have zero patience. Everything needs to be there the way we want it, even though we may have not told you exactly how that is.
Right.
And we're not really tolerant of pretty much anything beyond that, right? So, I mean, one of the things that we find interesting is we go into our workspace, and it is so different in most cases from what we're dealing with day in, day out. The Googles, the Amazons, any product that we get for free. But yet, it seems odd that we go into multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar organizations and we give them archaic tools, right?
Right.
Or at least the interfaces anyway. So what are you guys doing in that space to kind of get us at least into the more current day and age?
Oh, that's a great question. We're taking a step in modernizing IT and really focusing in on some key personas inside of the organization and uplifting the product to make it easier to use, contextual for their job and what they're doing, and really to give it an uplift. We've taken an approach where we've taken a responsive design, and we started with the mobile first. Build it for the mobile. Right. It easily scales up to the iPad or the tablet version, and then up to the desktop, and providing a clean, nice experience with the specific data they want to see.
Right. And I would think that's, especially with the mobile piece, I mean, everybody's got them already, right? I mean, it's not, and I was speaking to someone the other day, and when you think about in 5 years, even if we go 8 years, where we've gone from, really just the BlackBerry, for the most part, and you're starting to get some smartphones at that time, but I mean, the progression is amazing. So I would imagine that's also a challenge for you because of the pace. You're designing and trying to roll things out, and by the time you get it there, you're like, oh, there's new. Oh, I wish we had included this. Yeah. So how do you deal with that? I mean, it's got to be fun, but stressful at the same time.
Fun and stressful, I think, sum it up. But basically, we've taken an agile approach with that. Moved to a quarterly release schedule, and we update each quarter. It gives us the chance to put it out into the market and be responsive to the needs of our users. It's been very, very helpful to take that approach as we've gone that route.
And the one that was really highlighted when I looked at the Gartner's report on the ITSM support quadrant, LANDESK was there on, which is a tough competition it is. So how do you see in terms of the market with all the competition, edge across, how do you see that in the next few years down the lane?
Oh, that's a great question. Being there with the other competitors is very good. Basically, we know that focusing on the user and being able to help the user be successful in in their job, modernizing IT, I think are going to help us move that ball forward.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing now is the kids who are coming into the workforce now, they expect things to work the same way as they've grown up with devices as almost extensions of themselves, and they expect their work tools to work the same way.
But it's
a real challenge.
But it's a population that's so patient and accommodating, right? I mean, they're fine coming in and saying, oh, we're going to wait 6 months for that fix to come through, right?
The digital natives versus the digital migrants.
They are much more receptive to change. They expect things to change constantly. So I think that's, whereas 10 years ago when IT systems changed, people panicked.
Right.
Now I think people panic if IT systems don't change constantly.
Yeah, right. Well, I think that's the big part of it. You say you go into quarterly releases. I think that's the key. Is we're at a point where I think I'll accept that little goofy thing because there's going to be. I know it's going to be 3 months from now. Versus, as you're saying, Kirsty, if you got something that wasn't working. You knew it was going to be a year and a half, 2 years, praying to the vendor, please, can you fix that button? It's just a button, And so I think that's the biggest part where, but on the flip side, the pressure is on.
The pressure is on, yes.
It's like, okay, why didn't we fix that button? It's like, oh, we had these other, other things.
And it is those little changes that actually make the biggest difference.
Yeah,
they are.
It's often not. It's not the big things that the way of doing things. It is. I want that button over there.
Yeah. Because I'm already over there. If I just have, it's funny. I mean, and going back, when tab order.
Yeah.
When we started moving to the PCs and
Yeah.
stuff like that, that was it. And I never understood. Well, that was the little thing. The little thing now is something different.
Yeah.
But you'd put all this functionality behind it. I'm sure it's frustrating for you, right? So and the whole development team, they probably put so much time and energy into something and get some really cool functionality and that you guys have in the product. And then you roll it out and everybody's like, yeah, that's cool, but couldn't you move that button over? And you're like, wait, hold on, we just invested a whole quarter's worth of time coming out with this great new capability, and then the pressure on you from a user interface perspective, they're looking at you like, hey, Jeremy, what's up? Why can't you?
Why is this over?
They're complaining about our product, but it's everything's working.
Yeah, the best functionality is not going to keep anyone happy if you have to go through 5 clicks to get to it.
That's exactly right. Yeah, removing the number of clicks as well.
Yeah.
And you talked about the customization there a little bit too, and that's another good point. Bringing that into the product itself, give the users the ability to tweak and modify that interface just a little bit to give them exactly what they need.
Yeah.
In
make it
addition
easy
to
for
that,
them to do.
and make it easy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And do you really have a professional services guy to help them to keep up and running, or they can do it by their own self in terms of doing a plug and play?
Well, we do leverage professional services to get it up and running, and oftentimes that's around best practices too, right?
Right.
Setting this up, so you can set up the product in a way that's it's not going to help you be successful down the road, but using professional services up front is a great way to get you off the ground, get you running in the right way.
Yeah.
Right. So so I guess what's the next big thing that you guys are running at? We're in November now. So you got obviously another release probably coming up towards the end of the year.
Yes.
What's the big stuff? If you can release, I don't know. I don't know the privacy on it. Sometimes secrecy of it. What's the next big thing that you guys are looking at?
We'll continue to focus on enabling the users for that customization to basically go in and change the buttons around a little bit, to move things around. And the other big thing that you'll see focus on is around analytics, giving you the data in there that is actionable, that I'll be able to see, look at, take a quick glance at, and then take action on directly from the workspace itself.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that we're seeing a lot more now is we all know that all these products have a ton of information or a ton of data behind it. And I always catch myself when I say that. It's a ton of data. The data, if you can't access it, if you can't really see the story that it's trying to tell you, and I think that's really the big thing. And again, having specialized in config for so many years, that's how I've always looked at it. It's like, how do I transform this into something you can act on, something that you can understand, that you can see patterns of, because there's so many patterns in data. Being an engineering background, especially, that's just how my brain works. So it's great to hear that you guys are starting to put more and more of that capability in there to give the the everyday user at least a step towards that analytical assessment and more action.
Making that data actionable.
Yeah.
mean you can actually do something with it.
Yeah, data-driven and actionable are the two keys. Yeah.
Oh, thanks a lot for your time, Jeremy.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeremy.